Another week's episode of The Flash to review it. So, this episode was okay, I don't know, I think this first half of the season of The Flash hasn't been, actually really been disappointing me, to be honest with you. Like, this season it's not bad, it's just very average, it's very low bar, it's not what you expect from The Flash. But anyways, we leave off, really, the last episode off with, Ezra, she's killed by the, Speed Force, Alan. Barry, he's trying to figure out, how to save the other Speed Force. Speed Force is out there, the Steel Force, the Sage Force, and all the other forces out there. So this leads to Cisco, Chester, and Barry trying to figure out, a way to kind of save the Speed Forces. Chester's back in this episode, which is great. I love Chester. I think that he's a great replacement for Cisco. We talk about Cisco at the end of this kind of review, but this leads to Barry kind of stumped and kind of he's going back. He's going back to trying to get Timeless Wells help with this. So Timeless Wells, they come back and basically figure out to use the tachyon particles to kind of go back in time to where where the whole Speed Force Lightning, basically I'm trying to say, where all this started when Barry and Iris created this whole Speed Force mess. So they're going back in time to where that event started, and they're going to collect the particles that they need and kind of erase the Sage Force, the Steel Force, all the other forces from existence. But before they go back in time, Dion, he shows up and basically destroys or takes. I think he destroys it, and basically he bails. No, the actor, he was terrible. I'm sorry. The actor who plays Dion, he was very bad in this episode. I just wanted to just throw that out there. But yeah, it's destroyed. Barry and Iris, they have this conversation more or less, about what's right and what's wrong. And yeah, so this leads Barry and Wells to basically, Barry is kind of doing whatever he wants to do, and him and Wells decide to go back anyway. When Team Flash, the rest of Team Flash is kind of disagreeing with him, but he decides to go and do whatever he wants to do anyway. So him and Wells go back in time to the exact moment where Iris and Barry first created all the forces. So we get to see more or less, remember that scene where Harrison Wells was looking, outside the window? Well, it seemed like he was, but we found out that he was actually looking at, himself and Barry, with them going back in time. So that was neat. So that was a cool scene, So they get back, and I'm trying to remember. They get back, and no. Before that, before all this, before they go back in time, he actually has his conversation with Joe. Which is great. Joe has always been great. He's a backbone. He's kind of the backbone, wiser, kind of not adult. Well, he is an adult, but kind of sense of reason. Yeah, he's kind of the more backbone, sense of reason. I always like Joe. Joe talks, Joe motivational talks. I always like that. But yeah, I guess Barry kind of decides to do it anyway and go back in time with Wells. But then, he kind of remember what Joe is telling him about, Wally. He had a talk with Wally. Yeah, he was basically talking about Wally and how he was when he first came. And he's kind of remembering what Joe told him. So he kind of destroys the thing, destroyed the tachyon particle device, and basically float and go back into the Speed Force, more or less. And the Speed Force is saved. All the Speed Forces are saved. And yeah, I mean, I guess this was really the whole episode, you know. Again, you know, nothing really happened in this episode. You know, this season of The Flash has been very kind of disappointing. It hasn't been bad, but it's just been, you know, mediocre. It's just been meh. So that's why I'm kind of low on energy, as you guys might say, because nothing really happened in this episode. Just like nothing happened in the last episode. So, you know, by jumping off of what I said, you know, with Team Flash, we also get this citizen thing with Iris, and Camilla's back in this episode, and Allegra. So they're going to trying to kind of track down Nora, more or less, which is okay. You know, this kind of storyline, citizen whole thing was okay. But yeah, this episode was okay. You know, it was meh. You know, it was like last week's episode where nothing happened, basically. You know, a couple things happened here and there, but overall, it was just a meh episode. You know, what else happened in this episode? Well, yeah, nothing happened, but let me talk about the cons of this episode, kind of the negativity of this episode. But yeah, you know, I'm tired of having these superhero pep talks. It's okay if you have these superhero pep talks, you know, once or twice, but are you going to do it every single time? You know, they did that with Eva. Now they're trying to do it with Nora. Basically, they've been doing this whole superhero pep talk thing for the first half of the season. It's like, I'm tired of it. It's like, you know, I want to see some action. I want to see some speedster action. You know, y'all going to talk down these villains. It's kind of like, it's good, I guess, for character growth, but, well, not character growth, but you guys know what I mean. It's like, do we have to have it every single episode? You know, so that was like the biggest con of kind of the first half of the season. Well, Flash in general. But yeah, what else? Yeah, I guess that was really the whole thing. You know, Barry, he's not really in this season. You know, he's kind of making these kind of, everybody seems to be making these kind of decisions for Barry. And it's just like, no. Barry is his own, he's a great character. We don't need characters to make decisions for him. He's the main character of the season, The Flash. You know, yeah, it's a character ensemble. You know, other characters are in the show, but Barry's the main star. You know, we shouldn't have characters making decisions for him, or kind of talking to Barry, and kind of needing him pep talks. You know, these pep talks to Barry are good sometimes, but we don't need it every single episode. But yeah, that was my review, more or less, on The Flash, you know. I'm not happy with The Flash this season. This first half of the season, I'm not, to be honest with you. I'm thinking that, you know, the back half of the season, you know, is going to be more better. Yeah, this whole speedster storyline is basically not more episodes is left, but I think a couple of episodes left, and then we're on to the back half of the season, kind of fourth storyline will be done, which I'm happy about. Yeah, tell me what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Did you like this episode? Did you hate it? Did you love it? You know, what did you guys think of this first half season of The Flash? So do you enjoy it? Did you hate it? Alright guys, so you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification to get notified when videos like this and so much more drop. And yeah, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And I'll see you speedsters in the next video.